All right, how's everybody doing? You're like, who is this non-John Ponder looking guy? My name is Chad. I'm the creative director here. Fancy title for I do everything that involves media. So John's not feeling well today, so he said I gotta send John Ponder number two. So he sent me. So I'm gonna start with some jokes that I wrote on. No. Um, First off, I want to give a thanks to everyone who's watching live. We got all the Gene Conservation Camp, Casa Grande, and Southern Desert. Welcome, guys. Are they on? Adonis? All right, we're running a tight ship today, obviously. Um, so let's see. We are, how are they on? Oh, there we go. Hi, guys. Uh, we're going to be doing a little thing different today. We're going to be, instead of celebrations, we're going to be doing stuff about what we're thankful for. Thanksgiving's coming up. I know we got a lot to be thankful for. We're going to be going inside and getting all those thankfuls. So think about it. But I want to start with a prayer, and then I'm going to let our speaker come up today. If you want to bow your heads and close. Yep. Dear Jesus, thank you for this day. We have so much to be thankful for. Just being here right now together is one of the greatest blessings that I could even think about, because this room is filled with people that have stories that some can't even comprehend, but they're here. And I'm so grateful that you brought them here under this roof, 333. I pray for John's health. I pray for everybody coming, going, watching on the stream. Lord, you're just so good. Please continue to bless everything we have going on here. Everyone that has any struggles, please just, Lord, put them in your hands and do what you do better than anybody else. Lord, we thank you for everything. It's in your name we pray. Amen. All right, so the man of the hour, we got Robert Banghart coming to drop some bombs. Everyone say get ready. I've always wanted to do that. All right, Robert, take it away.
All right, it's working. Maybe not. A little bit. There we go. All right. First of all, thanks for having me. John went to the bullpen today, wasn't feeling so well, and now you got us, the good doctor. So I love being here. I love being in this space because, like a lot of spaces throughout town, it's people trying to be better, right? People trying to help each other, people with lived experience and a lot of different things, just trying to be the best version of themselves they can be today. And I'm really grateful to be a part of that. John asked us to speak about gratitude and things we're grateful for. And I always go to the meaning. I have to go to the meaning. What does it mean? What does gratitude mean? And for the definition is a deep appreciation for life's gifts and the ability to see and acknowledge the abundance presence even in difficult times. Wow. You mean I got to be grateful all the time, not just sometimes? I don't know. I watched a video not too long ago, and this guy was interviewing another man, and he says, I'm grateful for all things, even the bad things. The guy says, you're grateful for all the bad things? He says, it gave me an empathy and an understanding that most people will not have for people going through the same thing. I wouldn't wish for those things. I didn't ask for those things, but they happened. And if I live in acceptance and gratitude for those things, I get an understanding that most people do not have. And I'm an ability to help people in a way that other people cannot. Relatability, right? And we think we all have that sitting in this room. So anybody want to share something they're grateful for to get this started off? Come on, you're up. Let's go. I know we got some bangers in here today. Come on.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I'm grateful that it is the ninth anniversary of my daughter's death, and I'm here and not in the streets. So God is good, and change is possible, and it starts with you. So,
For example.
I've been out of prison for 75 days. I got a job working as an electrician, licensed vehicle. So super grateful to be sober and have all those things. God is good.
That's right. What else we got? Anybody else? Come on up. Let's hear it.
What's up, Casa Grande? Hey, my name is Erickson. I had a hearing yesterday for my kids, and the judge ruled in my favor, so I get to talk to them again, yo.
That's right. Beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Let's follow that. Anybody else? Quiet group tonight? Oh. Anybody? Go ahead. Let's hear it. No? Yep. Okay.
Hi, my name is Nicole, and I just want to say that I'm thankful to, have the support system that I have. I'm thankful to been given a second chance at getting things right. I just want to give a shout out to my family that's watching, my sister, everybody that's out there out of prison right now and trying to get things right. I just want to say thankful. I'm thankful for the people that I met, and that's it.
Thank you. Beautiful. Morna.
Hi, my name is Crystal, Crystal Decay. I'm thankful for, I just got my old job back. They did layoffs, they called me back, and I'm in the end of my first semester and I have straight A's. So I'm grateful to just have that direction and be doing everything that I possibly can be doing best right now.
That's right. Congratulations.
My name is Mel, and I'm very grateful for hope and my sobriety. And my mom, she's been my rock through this whole time in this trip. And, I love you, Mom. She's watching right now in North Carolina. And I'm grateful for all my friends, family, and, everybody. And Linda, I love you, miss you.
All right.
I just want to thank God for my salvation today. That I'm sober. I'm here at Casa Grande getting my life together. I want to thank all my homies here at Casa Grande. For just continue to do the right thing, and I just want to thank everybody at Hope and everybody here in this institution that's making it possible for us to go to work. Thank you.
All right. Anybody here? Anybody? Oh, let's do it. Gene, where you at?
My name is Mir, and I want to say I'm thankful for my family and everybody that I met here.
That's right.
So I'm gonna be out here soon, and I'll be visiting y'all. Thank y'all.
That's right.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Lee, and I just want to thank God for changing my heart to be on His side instead of the devil's side.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Destiny, and I just want to say I'm grateful to be alive.
Amen.
Fair enough.
Hi, my name is Maya. I'm just grateful that my mommy got 92 days sobriety today, and I got a healthy too.
That's right. Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline, and I just want to say that they say that gratitude is the highest vibration there is.
Okay.
I am Sophie. I am grateful that God blessed me with kids that were able to love me until I could love myself.
Oh, exactly.
My name is Cassetta. I want to say thank you to all my loved ones.
Yeah.
I miss you, Samantha. I just seen you. I love you. I'll be out next week.
I'm like Lanita Mines. I'm very thankful for everybody knows I've been here 80 years. Okay? And I'm almost a half 2 years short to go. And I'm very happy with all your love that you give it to my advice and to be a good inmates and become an example for others. Okay.
Okay.
My name is Medina. I just want to say that My name is Medina. I just want to say that I'm grateful for all the opportunities that Hope Prisoners has given to us, and I also want to say that I'm grateful for in January I'll have 3 years of sobriety, and all the praise to God for me.
Yeah.
All right, my name is Angel. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for hope. I'm grateful for another chance to get it right.
Amen.
Hi, my name's Katie Lynn, and I'm grateful for getting out next week and
my name is Michelle. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, my children, and my boyfriend in Washington.
Oh.
All right, a lot of gratitude up at Gene. All right, we're going to make it happen. Technical difficulties and all. We're here. Let's go. All right, so gratitude. John asked me to speak on gratitude and share my experience on it. And, for me, like I said, I go to the definition and I go from there. And for me, gratitude's an action word, right? Like all things, faith, all those things, they're action. Come on now. No, we're doing our best. We're doing our best. Action words, right? And for most of my life, I wasn't an action guy, right? I wasn't aimed towards those things or positive, right? Gratitude wasn't, just like faith, wasn't a word that was so lost to me. I understood it. I had faith in a lot of things. I had gratitude for a lot of things, just not the right things, I was born alcoholic. I say that because my earliest memories as a child, 4 and 5 years old, restless, irritable, and discontent, uncomfortable in my own skin. Some of that stuff was environmental, right? Like my dad's an alcoholic. He beat my mom. He leaves. That's my first memory. And, abandonment. All these things are happening, right? But bad things happen to a lot of people. Doesn't mean you have to burn your life down. But I am an addict. You know what I mean? I have that disease of no choice. And I chose to go towards certain things like behaviors and actions. And I always say this, my first drug of choice was bad behavior. Long before anything else got in, I was looking for relief in the way that I was behaving. I was the guy that, 6, 7, 8 years old, I'm sneaking out of my house. I'm trying to break into people's houses and cars, and not because I'm a really criminally minded. I just want the excitement, the relief I get from that moment, right? And because I hate being in my own skin. I was really uncomfortable being in my own skin. And, I've got all these pictures of when I was a kid, and I'm smiling in all the pictures, right? My mom tells me that I was a good kid and I was a happy kid, and inside I was like suicidal, really uncomfortable with who I was, and I hated myself, and I never fit in. I always had this analogy of a square peg, round hole, right? No matter where I went, I couldn't fit in, and I was always a 10 or a 1. I was always acting or isolating. There was no in between. I didn't know how to just be okay with who I was. And, consequences came pretty quick for me. I'm not going to get into all the details, but, I got certified as an adult when I was 17. And I only tell you that story because my mom had remarried. I had a stepfather. He raised me as his own and worked really hard to get us into a house and create this environment, like this beautiful home, right? Like I had things. I could have succeeded. And I never went without. But at 17, him and my mom are on the front lawn of our house in handcuffs as SWAT is going through our house, ripping it apart, and my mom is like losing her mind completely. And I'd love to tell you that I was emotionally connected to that moment, that I understood. I did. Like I knew it was bad. I knew, it was not what I wanted, but really what I was thinking was like, I hope they don't find anything. I hope I get away with it, right? I think I'm slick, right? I think all these things that are just like completely untrue. And that time they didn't, and my first thought was not like, let me not do that again. You know what I mean? It was like, I got away with it, my ego, right? And they came back a week later, and this time they did find something, and like the door is not even on yet. Like my stepfather had like nailed it in, and they just kicked it in again, did the whole thing again, and they're on the front lawn again. And I get certified. I go to prison, and in New Jersey, the facility that I went to, the reception was called the Starfish, and I'm on this bus. And if you can imagine, I'm 17 years old. I've got a baby face. I'm not about this life. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not. And I'm chain gang to a bunch of older men and, tattoos and all this. And I only tell you because I was never so scared as I was in that moment. Complete fear. And it wasn't enough to make me stop. That's the definition of what I am as an addict, right? I don't have a choice. And I get off that bus, I walk in, I'm not even in the building yet, and there's like caution tape and a part of an eyeball. Like I'm way out of my depth. I don't belong here, but I belong there. And, I do my time and I'm getting out and I'm on the way home on the bus, and my family's about to pick me up, and I've got all this overwhelming anxiety. And I thought because I'm getting out, I got anxiety, right? But I know now what it was. Again, the definition of what I am. I knew exactly what was about to happen, and I couldn't stop it. You know, when I was in prison, my mom wrote me this letter, and she told me the history of our family. You know, all the alcoholics, all the addicts, all the abuse, all the things, and she was trying to steer me away. She was trying to tell me who and what I was and what the future was going to hold for me if I didn't make some different choices. But as close as she was to so many alcoholics, she didn't have it. She didn't understand the nature of what it is that we have, right? That I don't have a choice. And again, not emotionally connected to that letter. I read it. I understood it. I wanted to, but I put it under the pillow. I went back to what I was doing, you know, and I get off the bus on the way home from doing 3 years, and I had made a whole bunch of sweet promises of how I was going to be different this time. You know, I was going to show up for the family. I was going to be a good guy. I wanted to be all those things. And, you know, an hour later, I've missed my appointment with them, and I'm right back to what I was doing. And that's what the anxiety was from. I knew exactly what was about to happen. I just couldn't stop it. I didn't have any other solution. I was going back to the same place with the same people, do the same things. I just couldn't stop. And, you know, I had the next couple of years in my little small town, I was getting pulled over and getting all the felony stops, and they pulled me out of the car. They searched the car, and, you know, that's a hassle. Why are they picking on me? You know what I mean? Because I'm doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing, right? Like, I'm not willing to take accountability for any of that either. But also what they were doing was talking to me. And that's kind of a theme in my life, right? There's always been somebody trying to steer me back onto the path, right? Into a better way. But I can't hear it, you know, and I'm a victim, and I think they're picking on me instead of they're trying to guide me into a different way of life. And I decided to do this thing, the geographical, right? So I live in a really small town in northern New Jersey, and I decide that I'm going to come to Vegas because I know somebody out here. I don't even want to use the term friend because he wasn't. It was just somebody I used with a lot and committed some crimes with. And he was out here, and he was like this like light at the end of the tunnel, right? I'm going to come to Vegas and change my life. And I love Vegas. I wouldn't live anywhere else. I love this. This is my home. But, you know, like anywhere I go, if I'm not trying to do the right thing, there I am. And, you know, I land and his front door is kicked in. So apparently doors getting kicked in is like a theme in my story. But, you know, he had promised me a job working in the casinos. I'd never heard of a drug test before. Like I had taken some in prison, but like for employment, I had never heard that before. And so that didn't work out. And, but I was lucky at the time. It was still small enough. I went to work for Wolfgang Puck for a while. I was with him for about 2.5 years. So I was like this weird stage of like on the outside, again, like my childhood pictures, right? I've got a career, right? My life is miserable. I hate myself. Nobody wants to work with me. I'm angry all the time, and I'm just complete chaos. But on the outside, it looks a little shiny. There's something there, right? And what happens at the end of those 2.5 years of working for Wolfgang Puck, I get a call, and he says, Wolfgang's coming to town, and he wants to talk to you. I mean, that's what I heard anyway. I'm sure you want to talk to a lot of people, right? But he comes, he sits me down, and he tells me about my alcoholism, my addiction. He tells me about my behaviors, my actions, how I treat people, how, you know, all these things. It's wasted talent, you know? Again, somebody trying to help me out. And, of course, my response is, you know, why the fuck's he picking on me? You know, why don't you leave me alone? Don't you know how good I am? Like, this is what I need to do to be the way I am, and all this other crap, delusional thinking, right? And so I go work for Admiral Lagasse because he'll understand the way Wolfgang didn't, right? Geographical again. And then, surprise, surprise, 2.5, 3 years later, he does the same thing, and okay, I'm going to do it again. And I go to the hotels, right? Maybe it's restaurants. It's always something else besides me. I'm unable to look at myself for the part that I play in my entire story up to that point. And, you know, I get married. I have a kid. She's like a hostage because, and she's a saint. She stayed with me for 10 years in my active addiction, and the worst 10 years of it. And the end of that, I am unable to work. I'm on methadone for 2 years straight. I don't leave my bed for 2 years unless I'm going to pick up my dose or to army crawl into her parents' bedroom and steal jewelry from them to pawn to get some more money to get the dose that I missed in between because I'm not taking my doses the way I'm supposed to take them. And I say all that to say that my life was a chaos. And eventually finally, she got tired of it and kicked me out, and I got arrested shortly after that. I got out of jail, and it was like, I've got nowhere to go. First time in my life, I got nowhere to go. Nobody wants anything to do with me. And I went to a place called the Samaritan House. It's one of those sober livings. It's like the last house on the block, you know. And at the time, the manager was just one of those guys that was like, "You're going to do this, or you're going to get out," and that's it. He wouldn't put up with anything, and I needed it. I needed to hear that at that time, and so I did everything they asked me to do. You know, I went to the meetings, I got the sponsor, I did this, I did that, and I don't know that I was really done, but like everything came back to me very quickly. Like everything, it was like my life was better than it was ever before, and my first thought was, "Thanks for the information. I think I got it from here," you know, and stopped doing all the things that got me to where I was at. Right, I thought I had figured it out, and I hung on for a while. I think maybe about 2 years I was dry, completely miserable, you know, and all those things that I had accumulated that I was so happy for started to look like problems, right? The disease of my perception is my disease, right? Like how I see things. And I got asked to speak at about 3 years, my 3 year anniversary. I have no idea why. I hadn't been to a meeting in a long time. I go, I speak, I go home, and my head is so loud that I've got to shut it off, and I don't know how. So I put a needle in my arm, and within a month I was homeless. I had never been homeless before in my life. I was homeless for 5 years. I lived underground the last 2.5 years of it. I lived in a wonderful establishment called the Moulin Rouge for about a year. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. It's been closed for about 60 years. But that was my life. And the last year that I was homeless, every time I woke up when I slept, I would be angry that I woke up. You know, like I didn't have suicidal thoughts. If I just had those prayers of like, just take me, let it be over. I'm tired of this. You know, this can't be my life forever. And the last day that I was out there, you know, my hustle by the end, I hate even saying hustle because it makes it sound like it's like some skill set that I have. And really the way that I survived was I was a dumpster diver by the end. You know, that's where it took me. And one day, the last day out there, I find this suitcase while I'm there, and I open it up, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. And it's like jewelry and phones. I have no idea how it got there, whatever. I throw it on my 20-inch bike because that's what I ride at 42 years old. And I go back to my neighborhood, and the Cubans ran my neighborhood. They had all the drugs, and I would always go to them and kind of like give them something when I went through because I was always up to something stupid, and they kind of watched out for me. And I go back to my tunnel. I go up to the train tracks, and just down the train tracks from my tunnel, there was 4 businesses, and the fourth business was the guy that I would go to and trade for, you know, for money or for drugs, whatever. And I go to him, I drop off the suitcase. He tells me to come back an hour later. I said, okay. I left, went and got high, came back, and now it's dark, and I see 3 guys, and they're waiting for me. And he's got a pipe, a knife, and a hatchet, and you know, this is again the definition of what I am to my core as an addict, as an alcoholic, right? I know exactly what's about to happen. I have this like conversations happening in my head, but I'm already moving forward because on the other side of them is what I need to get my next one, and I got to go, you know. And they hit me in the head with the hatchet a couple times, the pipe. They stabbed me. They killed me, you know. They dragged me onto the train tracks, and I didn't know this, you know. Like for me, my experience with my higher power, which I choose to call God, I don't know what it is. I've never seen him, but I choose to use that word because it's easy for me. And I believe he's been in my life my whole life. I wouldn't be here if he wasn't, you know. But the first time that I have tangible evidence in my life where I was able to see that God was working in my life up to that point was the first business. There was an overnight security guard that I'd built a relationship with over the years of passing through, and I had no idea he was working. I had no idea he was there that night. I'm laying dead on the train tracks. He's there. He calls the ambulance. He calls Metro. They come. They pull me off the train tracks, and they revive me. So when I wake up, you know, my skull is cracked. I've got a knife sticking out of my leg and blood and all the things. My jaw is broken, and my vision is like this. And I still think I'm fighting for my life. And the train is coming. It's loud, and these EMTs are standing over me. And I think they hit me with a shot of morphine, and I died again. And I woke up 3 days later in life support in the hospital. When I woke up in the hospital now, I've got this nurse standing over me yelling at me. I still think I'm fighting for my life 3 days later. And she went behind me. I think she hit the button, and I felt a hand touch my forehead, and I heard the words, "Calm down." And I felt the presence, what I choose to call God, in that room. And peaceful, beautiful, powerful, but not threatening in any way, shape, or form. And that's where, you know, and a lot of times we talk in recovery about these lighthouse moments where we felt the presence of, and feeling it and building a relationship with it are two different things, and I'll get to that. But that was the first time in my life where I felt the presence of God. And I spent the next month in that hospital learning how to walk and talk, and I had all these cognitive issues because of the swelling in my brain. They couldn't wire my jaw shut. They thought I was going to throw up and choke on it, and it's really great. Like, I don't recommend it now, but you know what I mean? But if it happens to you, it's really great, because when you have swelling of the brain, you can't remember anything. So like all your resentments, you don't have any, you're good. You know what I mean? All your fear, it's gone. Somebody says something that pisses you off, don't worry about it. You'll forget about it in 3 minutes, I had to live in gratitude in that moment, right? And I tell you that only because I was never going to come in. That's my truth. I'm not of that variety. I'm never going to accept help. I had been sober before. I knew where to go. I knew where to get help. It never crossed my mind. Not once in 5 years did I ever think to myself, I can't wait to go to detox and get my life right. It's just not who I am. You know what I mean? And really what happened for me in that hospital while I was sitting there is a man showed up, and I had known him before. He was not doing so well. He was really struggling to get this thing for a long time, and I had gone out. He came in. He got it, right? He made this thing the center of his life, and he showed up in my hospital bed, and it was like that irrefutable evidence that we talk about, right? I knew that he used the way I did. I know he was hopeless like I was, and I knew that he got it. He was doing something different. There was very clearly something working in his life that was not working in his life before, and was clearly not working in mine. He started with an offer of a scholarship into a treatment center. I just said, okay. For me, willingness was not some magical thing, right? In retrospect, of course it is, right? But in that moment, did it feel magical and wonderful? And I can't wait to do the steps. I can't wait to do recovery and all this other crap you're going to have me do. That wasn't my experience. You know what I mean? For me, it was just like, I'm tired of being me. Clearly something's going on in your life that ain't going on in mine. Okay. Come over here and do this. Okay. Right? I didn't feel alive for recovery, all that stuff. But I knew something was going on here that I had to do, and I was tired of being me. That's just my truth. I was tired of being me. So I went to that treatment center after about a month of in that rehab and learning how to walk and talk, and I get there and they won't let me in. I can't get medically cleared. And I thought, for sure, this is where they're going to drop me. It's not going to work out, right? And that same man put me in his car, told me he was taking me to a sober living, and he took me to a meeting. He took me to the same meeting that I spoke at 5 years prior that I'd relapsed, and it was a big meeting. There was a lot of people in there, right? And then keep in mind, I'm 120 pounds. I've got 4 teeth. I look like Skeletor, bobblehead doll, you know what I mean? And I'm just shattered and broken. And we walk into this meeting of like 100 people, and the worst feeling I've ever felt in my entire life. I just got hit in the head with an axe a couple of times. So, but it was like this insecurity and fear, right? I didn't fit in. I didn't want to be there. I didn't belong, whatever it was. And I sat down, and I had a thought as clear as I'm speaking right now that said, go sit by the dumpster. I'm like, that's where my life was at. Like, sitting by a dumpster was not that far from my reality, and but the second thought that came right after that was, don't leave. Just don't leave. That's it. You know what I mean? No miracle is going to be shown to you in this moment other than don't leave. Because if you leave, you're going to die. And I knew that to be true. So I quite literally sat on my hands and just sat there. I couldn't tell you what anybody said. It wasn't some monumental meeting where I heard great speakers. Really, all I did was survive that meeting. That was it, And went to that sober living. That sober living had a house meeting 2 days later. And at that house meeting, the owner of that treatment center happened to be there. He approved the scholarship. And I went back the next day after that. And I began my journey. So, I I was in that treatment center for 60 days. I asked for another 30, and they gave it to me. One thing that happened for me in that treatment center, other than I was like submerged in recovery, was I had two roommates, and they were smoking and weren't allowed to smoke. And so I smoked with them the first time. I went back to my room, and for the first time in my entire life, I had like this God conscious where it said, "You're doing it again, Rob. These people are trying to help you out. They give you this scholarship, and you think you're getting away with some stuff." Like, the worst feeling in the world. I'd never felt that before. You know what I mean? I didn't feel that when my mom was on the front lawn crying her eyes out when her house was getting busted up. I didn't feel that when she wrote me that letter. The list of things I didn't feel all the way up my life goes on and on and on and on. But in that moment, smoking a cigarette with my roommates made me feel something that I hadn't felt in forever. For me, I believe it was this God consciousness that I'd never felt before in my life. And I told them I was done. I wasn't going to smoke anymore. And, fast forward, they're both in prison right now, doing a long time, because they, for whatever reason, and I'm here with you guys. That story for me is like, I live in gratitude for those little decisions that had monumental consequences for me, or didn't. You know what I mean? While I was there, I did recovery, I did everything they asked me to do. I got out, and I just got involved, dude. It was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. I didn't want to call another man. I didn't want to, who do I got to check in with every day? What the hell am I texting all these people for? Why are they asking me to help them move all the time? You know what I mean? And what I can tell you about my recovery is this: it's in spite of me, not because of me. I didn't wake up one day and say, I can't wait to move half of AA. I can't wait to be at Hope for Prisoners talking on a Tuesday night with all of you, right? I'm blocked from all that. My selfish, I want to be at home. I don't want to do any of this, right? But I don't get any of the results either. But I ain't never been here before, so how do I know? That's my truth. Recovery is very much like that. I got to do a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense to me, because everything that makes sense to me is exactly why I'm here. My decisions, my feelings, my thoughts are why I'm here. Why I end up in detox 50 times. 9 years of my life incarcerated, right? 5 years homeless, blah, 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 all the crap, right? All the people I impacted, forget what I did. I can sit in the box for a while. My mom didn't deserve that. My kids didn't deserve that. My sisters, my brothers, right? All the people that I impacted in my life. Today I live in gratitude because those same people call me. They can count on me today. You know what I mean? I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but that means the world to me. To know that when my mom's going through something, because my sister is one of us, It looks a little different, but she's one of us, and my mom can call me and talk to me. I can walk her through it, right? Because my mom blames herself for everything, but it's not her fault, But I get to be a son to her today. Whew. All right. I think. Anybody else want to share anything about gratitude? You got some time to think about it? Are you back here? There we go. Come on up. Let's hear.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Luis, and I did 23 years in California State Prison for voluntary manslaughter. I got out 12/31/2023. First thing I did was come to Hope for Prisoners. I got a welding degree. I was working for about a year at a company called Q Corp. I'm a diabetic, so I caught pneumonia. Went into a coma, and was in the coma for about a month and a half. And the Lord gave me the opportunity and let me come back to life. Came back to Hope again. Just finished a CHW1 degree because I could no longer weld. And I understand that it's all through the glory of God and this wonderful place that helps a lot of us who we didn't start off so great, but we're hoping to finish a whole lot better.
Anybody else? Okay. It's a lot to be grateful for. You guys should be lining up.
Okay, so it's me again. You guys know it's okay though. So November 14th, I finished the Hope for Prisoners workshop. We graduated in January. Okay, when I tell you that workshop speaks life into you, when I tell you that if you get out and you come here and they actually like hit the ground running, Like, I got a great mentor today. My caseworker has went above and beyond to help me with everything I need done. I could have got out. I could have went back to the streets. I could have got rich real quick. But where would it have got me? But back in prison, and I don't want to go. I'm good. Y'all can have it. I don't want it. But when I tell you that if you actually get out and fight for yourself, you come here and you do the footwork and you actually do what you say you're going to do. The vivid vision I wrote of November last year when I was in prison was me finishing the workshop this year and walking across that stage and just be living in my vivid vision from last year to be on a whole new vivid vision for next year is just like a miracle come true. So get out, show up, and I mean, they're going to pay for everything. They're going to do everything that you need to do. Just meet them halfway. So all you girls in there, I see you with the little hearts and stuff. Want to be seen, want to be cute, I see you. But get out and do what you need to do because we're ready for you. I love you guys.
All right. So what do I do now? What I do now, I am the Director of Community Engagement for Crossroads of Southern Nevada. It's the largest indigent detox and treatment center in the state. I am the VP for the Shine a Light Foundation. I helped build that from a nonprofit into what it is today. I sit on some boards. I sit on the Surge board with the Attorney General for substance use and behavioral health. Whole bunch of stuff. Right? But what I'm most grateful for is that I'm a person in long-term recovery. You know what I mean? That's what I'm grateful for, because it gives me the ability to be here with you guys, to be a part of, right? To show up, to be a good example, to be a part of or herd of people. Like, that's why I love coming here in other rooms, because I love being around people that, like I said earlier, trying to get better, dude. Just trying to be better. You know what I mean? We don't come from the best places. We didn't start out with the best hand. You know what I mean? But I'm not a Bible guy. John is kind of influencing me, but like, Jesus didn't walk with kings. You know what I mean? He walked with us, right? The Bible says wash feet. It says wash feet. Help people. Help people, you'll never be broke. I promise you. Help people, you'll never be alone. I told you earlier, first year of my sobriety, they told me that every day my sponsors call me, go help this guy move, go help this guy move. By the end of it, I'm like, dude, I'm starting to get resentful. I'm like, dude, what the hell? I'm running a free moving service. What's going on here? And he sits me down and he says, Rob, look at those people you help move. What's your journey with them been like? Dinners, parties, all the things, trips, right? He said, in spite of you, you showed up, did something you didn't want to do, and look what you got. Friends, family, right? This tribe of people. And it's only gone on to be more and more and more ever since. So, in spite of me, right? If it feels uncomfortable to you, it's probably a good thing. That's my truth. If you don't want to do it, please do it. Please do it. Netflix ain't done nothing for my recovery. You know what I mean? I love it, but it ain't done nothing for my recovery. You put anything in front of me, I'll do it alcoholically. You know what I mean? Anything. Shop, name it, I'll do it alcoholically, right? I got to get out of me. I'm the enemy for me. I can't speak for you, you know? I got to do a whole bunch of stuff. So with that, I'm going to introduce my friend over here, Juliana. See, I got it. I kind of got it. She's got some announcements for you.
Hey guys, good evening, and hi guys over at Casa and hi guys over at the institution. I am Juliana. For those that do not know me, I am a reentry supervisor here today, and I am a hopeful alumni. And for today, I am extremely grateful to be here in front of every single one of you and having families connect with you guys and following and seeing and supporting your journey. And like Rob was saying, you know, it's nothing Netflix is going to give you unless you want to give it what you never have given it. If you want to be alive, you got to get up and do it. Show up, and you will get to places you've never, ever imagined. So on the gratitude note, this year we celebrate a 59th Roundup annual in Las Vegas. And for everyone in recovery, and that includes myself, we will be basically having this amazing event where we never ever leave people out. We know the holidays for us in recovery are the hardest, toughest moments of our lives, where if we've never thought about doing something, we may actually have triggers and the family that some of us don't have, we actually have found in recovery. For some of us who don't have family here in the Valley, and that's me, my family today is AA. And so you never have to be alone or do it alone if you choose not to. So I have flyers here. The event is from the 27th to the 30th, and it's meetings all 24/7 and speakers all throughout. So if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling unsupported, if you're feeling like you need to be injected with that fuel of sobriety and a momentum for life, plug in to the Roundup. And I hope you guys find in hope what I have found and where I am today. Thank you. Unless you wanted me to share my little story.
I'm back. No. So there's a lot of stuff happening this weekend. Thanksgiving, don't do it alone. We don't do anything alone. The Roundup is free. Marathon meetings, show up, come and go as you please, right? There's a whole bunch of different events coming on. If anybody ever wants here, or you can come to Shine anytime you want. We got a board with all kinds of events going on in the community. If you guys want to be a part of, we'd love to include you as well. I think that's all I got, guys. Anybody? Nothing? All right. Thank you.